Good evening, everybody. I'm Jonathan Wilner from Harrington Limousine Service, and welcome to my Facebook Live, where every week I'll introduce one of uh, my friends from my BNI chapter, where we do a lot of networking. So I wanted to give you a few moments of who I am and what I do, and a little bit about my company, so that you can get a little bit more familiar with me and understand why I do what I do. So I'm Jonathan Wilner. I'm third generation owner of Harrington Limo, where we provide ground transportation anywhere, anytime, but most importantly, we provide peace of mind. It's very important for us to ensure that you feel comfortable, that you feel safe, that we need you to fall in love with us every time you get into the car, which is so very difficult. So what I wanted to tell you is how we clean from the outside in and make sure that the vehicle is disinfected and cleaned, that we have barriers between our chauffeur and our passenger, that our chauffeurs are tested every morning. In other words, we take their temperature every morning, make sure that they're okay, and that they wear a mask and gloves to ensure that regardless, we try to keep them safe just as much as we try to keep you safe. So we have the barrier. The vehicle is disinfected. The chauffeurs are wearing their masks and gloves. They are trained how to disinfect the vehicle in between trips, and they are given all the supplies that they need. We're also provided additional masks and so forth and gloves should the client forget or break their mask, their straps, and so forth. So this is something that we do. Now, all our affiliates around the world are emulating the same services that we do, so that they are also disinfecting and cleaning their vehicles and making sure that they're perfect, so that you don't have to worry about anything. If there's any more information that you need to know about the products that we use or how we proceed with keeping the vehicles clean on a regular basis, feel free to give me a call. Reach me at 732-549-5500. Now, enough about me. I have with me this evening one of my fellow BNI members, a very distinguished gentleman by the name of Stephen Youngman. He has been in the mortgage industry for over 30 years. He used to be an owner of a mortgage company, small business manager for government bids with big pharma companies to encourage the growth of small businesses, including women, veteran, disabled vet owners, and minority business owners, to assist in the bid process to secure work from Fortune 500 companies. Very admirable. Steve is currently with RSI Bank for the last 4 years, and let's bring him on so he can tell you a little bit more about himself and what he's doing. So, Steve, welcome this evening to our Facebook Live. Hopefully, this will be impactful enough to have people give you a call.
Great. Thank you, Don. Thanks for inviting me, Jonathan. I appreciate it tonight. A little bit about myself. I'm a Clemson University graduate, Clemson, South Carolina. I'm a family man. I have 7 children. Obviously, keeping me very busy, but most of them are grown now, so I enjoy life and helping the world here. Reason I got into lending here too, just to go over a couple of things, is that I basically like to help people. So the American dream, obviously, in the residential side. On the commercial side, I love to help businesses grow their businesses and just keep themselves so liquid and fluid, and keep their lines open so they can kind of do business, and even in these tough times. So that's a little bit about myself, but I do enjoy the business. I have a passion for it. I love people to be helped, and when they come to me, obviously they need cash. Everybody needs cash, but there's a way to do it and make it very successful.
So tell me a little bit. Now, there's a lot of banks out there. I mean, there's got to be a million banks in the world, or at least in this part of the world. I mean, I drive down the road, and every couple feet I see another bank, or I see this bank on this corner, and then I see it again a mile down the road. I see another bank. Now, you've been with RSI Bank for the last 4 years, and I'm sure somebody with your qualifications could have pretty much wrote their own ticket. Tell me, how did you pick RSI, and what made that move for you?
Yeah, the nice thing about the bank, it's the oldest mutual bank, which means obviously it's not owned by stockholders, it's owned by the depositors. Since 1851, we've been around. The nice thing about it is we have everybody who is communicate. I can go talk to the president of the bank on a deal that we need to make, try to make, and help the community. So we're a community service bank. The beautiful thing about it is that we have a committee. I bring the loans myself personally to the committee. There's 6 people on the committee. I present it's all the various areas of the bank: the CEO, the CFO, branch administrator, the VP of underwriting and residential side. So you get a different viewpoint, and your case is pleaded. So I like that. I get the opportunity not to be restricted by Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac regulation. We lend our own money. So that's the reason why I wanted to come here. They like to lend their own money and like to lend it properly. And obviously, also, we like to help the community. So we will bend over. We don't look at a credit score only. We look at how people have paid their credit. Primarily, if somebody had some delinquencies on a credit card, we're not going to throw them out. Installment loans, things of that nature, they pay them on time. And mortgage loans, we look at that. Even if they had some trouble in the past, we can work through that. So that's the beauty of it. I get to present the case, and I'm your advocate, so to speak. And that's what I love about it.
So tell me, Steve, can you coach a client to get all the to to provide a better application for business loans or personal loans for that effect? Do you have the
Yeah,
insight?
you have an idea what should be on the application, so to speak. It's like a government form. Anybody, you go to the Social Security office, you go to, motor vehicle, they're government forms. You don't know how to fill them out properly, or you think I'm going to fill it out incorrectly. We kind of sit there. I sit with most people personally or over the phone, help them fill it out, explain, what will be good, bad, and what we need to do, and find out. And obviously, the numbers are all going to be proven by what their IRS tax forms are, or what are the numbers of the property building if it's rented out. And we look at the cash flow of that. So really, we look at a lot of different things, but we want to make sure we put them best on paper, so we present, properly. So I guess we could coach them in a way, but we don't really coach them. We kind of say, let me fill out the forms correctly with you, explain what you're going to go through in the process. So we fully disclose what they should have their comfort level, and they know how we present their case best.
Wow. So you educate your clients, you to make sure even if they don't go with you, at least you're educating them so they're a better consumer. Chances are they'll come back to you. Is that right?
Yes, that's fact. I think what goes around comes around. If you treat them right when they come in the door, I always want to say I like platinum service, not gold service. Basically, I want to be treated better than they would treat me. That's how I look at it, and that's kind of one of my mottos. If I walked in the door to somebody, I want to be treated really well. Obviously, I'd like to even be treated better than I expect. And that's what I think is what we always do. Yes.
That's awesome. So, so tell me. I'm just curious because every company, every kind of industry, and so forth, they're dealing with this new. I hate to use the word pandemic or the COVID-19, but in reality, a lot of how we do business today has changed so significantly. How is this affecting, the new norm, the economy? How is this actually affecting your business? Do you see more loans or less loans? Or tell me a little bit of how it's affected.
Yeah, I think it's really positive for us, even though it's a lot of negativity in the market because people need money. We kind of put their best deal forward, and obviously there's a lot of activity in the marketplace because rates are low too. So there's a lot of good things going on as well as the bad. But during the pandemic, obviously the PPP loan was a very good thing. It was a shot in the arm for many banks. We were a very heavy participant. I think we did over 250 loans, which is good for our size bank. We're not a huge bank. We're a 500 million plus bank, and by Wells Fargo standard, that's nothing. But hypothetically, we are better than Wells Fargo because you can come in, you can walk in the door without an appointment and probably see one of us, one of my associates or myself. You come in the door, we're going to try to help you. If we can't help you that minute, we're going to set up an appointment and get you back there. But we will go over your situation briefly and then try to set up another time. So that's that sets us apart. And I think because of the activity right now, it's really busy. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I just we're doing deals, and I think people are active. Between refinancing on the residential side and on the commercial side, we're doing helping people improve their cash flow. And I think they put money in their pocket and they have the equity. So it's the economy's good. in that respect. Other respects, maybe not.
So now you're a community bank. Are you restricting the work that you do to just the areas for which you have the bank in, or are you taking, just anybody, any business or any individual that wants to work with your bank? You don't restrict or say, oh, well,
Yeah,
you're not Woodbridge, so I'm not going to.
the only restriction is we're started in New Jersey, so we just do New Jersey loans. But we can have people come from. We have a lot of clients come from Brooklyn and Staten Island, and they basically do business here. But our main target area is Middlesex and Union County. However, we do the whole state of New Jersey. But we do, once we lend outside of those areas, we are more restricted. Our committee likes, the loan committee, which likes to obviously service our immediate need if we can. If we find a good deal elsewhere, we're not going to turn it away, and we're going to try to help them out, especially if it was referred by people, even like in our BNI group. I get a lot of people in our BNI group that expand throughout the state, and we get good leads. And so we're gonna cater to those, because it depends on the source where it comes from. When it comes from a reliable source and trustworthy, we'll bend over a little bit and go further than we normally would. Yes.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. So what are your thoughts on keeping up with your daily routine? How's that helping your business?
Yeah, I don't think it's changed much for me, because we've been open. We only really closed 2 weeks. We do a lot of stuff by appointment. We do have the doors closed on the lending side. The bank side is open fully. So we are working with the public. A lot of banks are not doing that. So the beauty of it is that we're continuing and operating, and people are coming in. I have a lot of repeat business from clients, and they want to continue to do business. They're finding good deals, and they're flush with cash. So I think that's a good thing. And there's a lot of people hurting, unfortunately, too. So we're helping those people too with small business loans, lines of credit. Fortunately, we've done a little restriction on that. We've gone a little bit more real estate secured when it's over 100,000, but under 100,000, we'll still do unsecured loans if it makes sense. So we are there to help people, and they're great for like payroll and seasonal businesses. And we help them quite a bit to make sure they get through their cash crunches on the peaks and valleys of the business world.
Well, that's good. So let's roll over to the next question that I have is, tell me a little bit about, how long have you been in BNI? How'd you get to BNI? And then, and how has that impacted your business?
Yeah, I've been in BNI over 3 years. I feel that the beauty of BNI is that there's a professional for each seat. Obviously, it's a different business, so there's no with my background. So I am the commercial lender. There's people that are the residential lender, and so basically, the beauty of that is that I can help them do what I need to do, and keep them happy. I mean, that's the secret here. It really is.
You've you have received quite a bit of business from BNI. Is that correct, over the past 3 years?
Yeah, I would say I would say 25 to 40% of my business, depending on what time of the year it is, comes from BNI. Because what happens is, it's not necessarily directly the people in my group. The people know somebody outside, and I guess I call it the spiral effect, spoken wheel effect. They know somebody else, and somebody else comes there, and it spreads out, and I'm starting to get business from all over the state. So in a way, that's good. But sometimes our committee wants to be local. But the beauty of it is we're getting good leads, and then we can qualify them and help. So that is a very nice thing. Yeah, it is.
So somebody just shot up there, Stuart Fuchs, been one of your BNI members, and he wants to know, how is RSI Bank different from all other banks? It almost sounds like a question from somewhere else, but how is this different from other banks?
Yeah, I think we basically answered that early on. You'd asked that kind of in a different way, because, like I said, I can present your own individual situation to a committee. So I think that's, I call it our bread and butter. I'm presenting an individual case. Everybody's different. That's the beauty of this business too. I don't never get bored, because everybody's financial situation or needs are different. So I can go out, present their case, give their individual. It's almost like writing a college term paper every time I do a presentation. So it's kind of nice that I can give and put a little people behind the loan, and that's what they want to see at committee. They want to know, who are we lending to? They ask those questions: who are we lending to? What are they about? And that's kind of always in the write-up, which is nice. It's I'm adding a personal touch. That's what makes us different.
Right. You know what? I remember you saying that before, and it kind of gives you that warm and fuzzy. It says, I'm not dealing with a bank. I'm dealing with people that are going to help me fulfill my dream, almost, you might say, because, people come to the bank, they need money to do whatever it is, if it's starting a new business or buying a new home or something. So actually, you're people helping other people, which is kind of where we're going with this. Tell me, some of the people, we've got quite a few different professions in our BNI chapter. We're looking to grow, obviously, because the more people we have, the more people we can help. And you and I both are on that same platform where we just want to help other people do better in, in their business or whatever, however else we can help them. Hence, we're doing this Facebook Live, getting people to know a little bit more about you and RSI Bank. What individuals would you like to see sitting, right now we're virtual, so, but in the future we'll be sitting next to each other, across from each other and so forth, and meeting again in person. But who is the person or profession that you would like to see? Maybe somebody out there who's watching this knows that person or is that person, and maybe we can get them to come and join us at one of our BNI meetings where we could do a little bit more business together.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think obviously a commercial realtor, because I'm in the commercial field, but commercial realtors, um, you know, even residential realtors that dab in, in the commercial field is great. So obviously we have a residential realtor, and she does, refer stuff, which is nice because sometimes they go over the scope and not just residential. So that's always good, and I'm glad we have a residential realtor, Marjorie Brown, that's in our group. Um, Other people are good attorneys of all different types of attorneys. The nice thing about it is that they know other attorneys they refer stuff to. So the nice thing about that is they don't necessarily have to be in the real estate field or lending related field. They just have to know people that have needs. I think everybody has cash needs. So the beauty of that is when you're talking to people like that, it works out really nice. And that's where it really goes.
Cool. So let's see. Hello, anybody? Nobody? Okay.
That can
So
be,
I'm sure,
yeah.
I'm sure, I'm sure that we'll get out there and somebody will hear what you had to say. We're looking for all kinds of attorneys. We're looking for commercial real estate, an architect, people of that nature. We're looking for just about everybody because the more people that we have, obviously, will help us grow. Um, with that, there's not much more that we're going to talk about. So, um, is there anything you would like to add?
Yeah, I guess I could talk a little bit more about the bank. Obviously, one other thing that's we stood the test of time as a bank. You have the big banks like J.P. Morgan and Bank of America and Wells Fargo and Citigroup have been merging over the years and taking people over. We have been around since 1851, and we're there for you. So you have to look at it that way. You probably have checkbooks from old banks that have merged, and now you became Wells Fargo or became Citicorp or whatever the case may be. We've always been here. So I love that about us. And I think that's something we always want to emphasize, that we are there for you, and, we're not going away. I don't think we're merging. If anything, we would be the taker over, not doing what, at least at this point in our career. And we're a very well capitalized bank. That's something else I want to talk about. A lot of banks, when this pandemic hit, we had the capacity to allow forbearance of loans, which people needed, 3, 4, 6 months, depending on we felt it was a restaurant business and had to go 6 months. We did that. We did things that probably a lot of the banks couldn't do because we have the capital to do that. Based on our capital base, it's makes us able to do things that if you wanted from us, we could probably say yes. Where a lot of banks said, no, we can't do that. We can't extend you more than 3 months. We can do that. We can work with you. So churches that can't meet, we've extended them. So we've done some things that nobody else has done. So that sets us apart for sure.
So tell me, how, if somebody wanted to talk to you about a potential mortgage or a business loan or something, tell me, how can we get in touch with you?
Yeah, the best way probably is call me on the phone first. Obviously, I'm usually always answer the phone. And when I leave, the phone is forwarded to where I'm at. So you usually can get me most of the day and night. As long as I'm awake, that's the great thing. So it's best number for me is 732-587-1508. Or you can always email me at my name, S Youngman at rsi.bank, not .com, but .bank. It's a new secured server over the last couple of years. So again, syoungman at rsi.bank. You can email me a question, or I can send you a package to take a look at if you think you can fill it out. If you need my help, that's what we're here for. We meet in person or over the phone. I can do most of the paperwork with you. We scan, we email. So virtually, we're okay. I'm used to this. I mean, even back 20, 30 years ago when I had my own company, I was very much over the phone because you can't drive everywhere unless I could use the Harrington limo, obviously. But that's how it works out. But that's the whole idea of this whole thing is that we're there. We can do it over the phone. We can scan an email and get your documents and organize your file so it's presented quickly and as fast as possible. Obviously, there's always time constraints, but the more we get the right documentation, the faster your loan will go.
And where do you sit most of the time? Is it Woodbridge or Rawway that you
I'm in the
said?
Rawway main office, which
In
is right
which
next to the
branch?
train station, which goes to the Northeast Corridor line and the line that goes down to the Jersey Shore. So if you're taking a train ride from New York and you stop at Rawway, you walk downstairs, and my office is right there.
From you, are they open on the sidewalk, outside dining and stuff like that, or?
Yeah, in Rawway, there is a street that's actually blocked off by the train street, Cherry Street. You come downstairs, and there's actually outdoor dining. So they've adapted. The Rawway's got a lot of restaurants, and they've adapted to what's allowed right now. So that's a good thing, and a lot of takeout and things are going on. So there's still activity at Hustle and Bustle, which is good, and I like that about the town that and they're not giving up. That's for sure.
That's very cool. So you know what? One of the things that we can do, if anybody out there really wants to meet and see Steve, you got to give him a call. And then if you're interested in BNI or you think that BNI is the way for you to network, which it is upcoming and has been for quite some time, come and meet with us on Tuesday morning at 7 o'clock in the morning, which was 12 hours ago. We met, which
We're
shows
there.
what dedication we have here. So you can meet us at 7 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday. For more information, reach out to me at jwilner at harringtonlimo.com or to S. Youngman at, what was it, bank?
RSI.bank, at RSI.bank.
At rsi.bank. Sorry. So reach out to either one of us, and we'll be only too happy to help you get connected so that you can join in on the great networking that we do at BNI. So there it is. It's right on the screen there, right for you. So, Steve, I want to thank you very much for taking the time with me this evening. I know that you're a busy guy, and you got a lot on your plate. So I really do appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. Hopefully, we've reached all the right people, and then we'll get some either emails, phone calls, or both, and we'll see some new people, new faces, 7 o'clock on a Tuesday.
I thank you for having me.